Hi, my name's Corinne. I knit and crochet, and today we're going to be making the Seaside dishcloth. This comes in my Seaside kitchen set that includes a towel, and you can find the pattern on my blog, Etsy, and Ravelry. Yeah, and I'll put some information in the description where to find it. Also, if you didn't know, I make left-handed and right-handed crochet tutorials, so make sure you're on the right video, and if you're not, check the description and I'll link the other one. This is going to be easy peasy, single crochets, half double crochets. It works up quick. I really enjoy it. I'm going to be using 4 different colors today for my dishcloth, but you could easily make this a solid color, and I will tell you the repeats and what to do. This one I striped with 2 different yarns, and it's with stripey, so it stripes throughout it. That's why it just looks like a bunch of different colors. So today I'll be using these Peaches and Creme Stripey. I love this so much better than the regular Peaches and Cream, like the original style. This is thinner and it's softer. So I'm going to use linen. That's the color I'll start with. And then we have denim, evening sea, spring blue stripes. So I'm going to start it off with this one and then stack this and then maybe this. I don't know, we'll see. So what you'll need is just some weight for cotton yarn. It could be like a DK or a lightly worsted weight. We're going to be using a 3.7 millimeter hook, but obviously check gauge, use whatever. It's not that big of a deal. You're making a dishcloth. Gauge isn't that important, but if you do want it a specific size, then gauge is important. The size of the dishcloth is about 8 by 8 inches. Welcome back to my challenge to post a tutorial every Friday. We skipped last week, but I'm not skipping any other weeks this month, hopefully. I was traveling in Chicago and I just didn't have time to get one out. So anyways, now we're gonna do this. And this will be easy peasy, very fun, and since we're in the month of Halloween, you could easily make this into a very fun orange and brown or orange and black and white themed dishcloth. All right, let's get started. To begin, I'm starting with the linen color. You will need to chain 30. So I'm making a slip knot, putting it on the hook, yarn over, pull through the loop, and then do that 30 times. I have chained 30, and so I'm going to turn it. You can work just through the regular stitch, but I'm working through the back bumps. I just find it makes a nicer edge on the bottom. So we're going to turn it, work into the second chain from the hook. We're yarning over, insert into the loop, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 3 loops. So we're half double crocheting in each stitch across, and there should be 29 stitches. And again, to half double crochet, yarn over, insert into the stitch, pull up a loop. You have 3 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through 3. I've made it to the end of the row. I'm going to turn the work, chain 1, and throughout the entire pattern, you'll turn the row and then chain 1 at the beginning of each new row. The next row is a half double crochet row. So you're going to half double crochet across again. All right, I've made it to the end of row 2. I'm going to turn the work and chain 1, and guess what row 3 is? Another half double crochet row. Half double crochet across the row, turn the work, chain 1, and then we will be on row 4, which will be the spike stitch row. I've made it to the end of row 3. I'm going to turn the work and chain 1. And now we'll do our single crochet spike stitch row. Row 4 is single crochet 2, single crochet into the stitch 3 rows below, and then repeat across to the last 2 stitches, and then single crochet 2. So we'll start, I've already chained 1. We're going to single crochet into those first 2 stitches. And now we're going to go 3 rows below. We're not yarning over. We're just going to take the hook and insert 3 rows below. So if you look, you can see where the top of that stitch is from row 1. And there's like, you can just start to see the little holes. So we're going to reach down. There's 1, 2, 3. Insert, yarn over, pull up a loop, and you're going to pull it so that it's as tall as these rows. Yarn over, pull through 2. And there's the spike stitch. And we'll repeat that. Single crochet into the following stitch. Single crochet again. And then again, we're going to go into 3 rows below. So the top of row 1, there's the spike stitch, there's a stitch, and then we need to go into this one. So we're inserting, pull up a loop, make it as tall as the rows, yarn over, pull through the 2 loops. And then again, single crochet 2, see that spike stitch, and then 1, 2, and then the third one is the one we're doing. Insert, pull up a loop. There we go. And then we'll just keep practicing that. Can you start to see we have where the 1, 2, 1, 2, and then we go into this one. Single crochet 2, and then single crochet 3 rows below. Single crochet 2, find the 3rd row or row 1. Single crochet 2, spike stitch, that single crochet 3 rows below, single crochet 2, and then spike stitch. So that's where the spike stitch was. 1, 2, and then we'll spike into that 3rd one over. 1, 2. Now we're doing our last spike stitch. So there's the last spike stitch. 1, 2, 3. And then the last 2 stitches are single crochet. We've done row 4 now, and then turn your work. And now this is where we're going to start repeating. You're going to do 3 rows of half double crochet, followed up by the single crochet with the spike stitch row. To do the striping, we'll meet back at row 8. So now we finished row 4. The next 3 rows are half double crochet, and then at the end of that 3rd half double crochet row is when we'll do the color change, and then the color changes always happen on a spike stitch. So now I'm going to crochet 3 half double crochet rows, and we'll meet back for the end of row 7 to do our color change into the next spike stitch. I have crocheted 3 half double crochet rows. At the end of row 7, I have 1 more stitch to do, so we're half double crocheting, so I'm yarning over, insert into the stitch, pull up a loop. I have 3 loops on the hook. I'm going to cut my yarn and grab my next color, and we're going in with denim. So I got my new yarn. I'm going to just pull up a loop, pull it through the 3, and now we did our color change. So we're turning the work, chain 1, single crochet 2. This is row 8. And the same thing, we're just repeating that spike stitch row. So we've single crocheted 2, and we're going to crochet 3 rows below. So we're going into the top of that first half double crochet row that was after our spike stitch. So you can see the hole from that first stitch, second stitch, third stitch. We're going into that 3rd one. Insert into the top of that stitch, pull it up so that that string is the same height, and then pull through the 2 loops. Single crochet 2, and then we'll repeat that again. Find the stitch from 3 rows below that first half double crochet row, insert into that stitch, pull up a loop, make sure your loop's the height of the yarn, yarn over, pull through 2. Single crochet 2, spike stitch, And just continue to single crochet 2, spike stitch all the way to the last 2 stitches, and then single crochet. And as you get used to it, it gets really easy to spot where you're going. So I really look for my last spike stitch, and then I can see that space, that 1 space, 2 space, and then I'm going into the 3rd, because that would be where those other 2 single crochets are. All right, that's the end of row 8. You're going to do 3 more half double crochet rows, another spike stitch row, and then 3 more half double crochet rows, and then we'll switch to the next color. I'm back to the 3rd spike stitch, and I just wanted to go over that row again and just kind of show that you should see that the spike stitches are basically stacked on top of each other. So it kind of can help you start to see where you're meant to go. So chain 1, single crochet 2, and then we're spike stitching 3 rows below, so the top of that first half double crochet row. And see how it's pretty much stacked on that one. Not stacked, there's a row between it, but that they're in line with each other. And then just continue across. And if you're not doing color changes, you're going to work this pattern for 29 rows, just following that 3 half double crochet row and then a spike stitch row, and just repeating that through the whole thing. But again, if you have any questions, check out my blog or the description or comment below, and I will do what I can to help. We're at the end of row 15, which is like the 3rd half double crochet row of this repeat. And I just need to half double crochet into that last stitch. So I yarn over, I inserted in the stitch, pulled up a loop, and now I need to cut this yarn. Switch to my next yarn. I'm going to go in with Peaches and Creme Stripey in Evening C. So I have the new yarn. We're going to pick that up and pull through those 3 loops. Turn the work, and then we'll do row 16, which is another single crochet spike stitch row. So so chain 1, single crochet across 2 stitches, and then once again we'll single crochet 3 rows below. So that would be the first stitch of that first half double crochet row, 2nd, 3rd. Single crochet 2, and then spike stitch 3 rows below. And repeat across. And when I look, I'm just looking for my last spike stitch, and then I count 1, 2, and then I go into the 3rd one. The last spike stitch, and then single crochet 2. Turn your work, chain 1, and then now you're going to be working the 3 half double crochets, a spike stitch row, and basically you're working through, that was row 16, through row 23, and then we'll do the color change, and then row 24 to 29 will be our final color. We're now at the end of row 23, and I need to change color, so we're going to cut the yarn. And the next color and the final color will be Spring Blue Stripes. So we're going to take that last color, do half the stitch. We have 3 loops on the hook, grab the new yarn and pull that through. Turn, and then we'll spike stitch. And same thing, single crochet 2 and spike stitch 3 rows below. And it'll be right above that last spike stitch row. That was row 24. You're going to work another 3 half double crochet rows, a spike stitch row, and then you'll finish off with one half double crochet row. I just finished the 7th spike row, which is row 28. I'm going to turn my work, chain 1, and I'm going to half double crochet across. And this will help match the other side, since the other side started off with the half double crochets. And then when you reach the end of row 29, you'll cut the yarn and weave in your ends. I've made it to the end of row 29. I'm going to cut my yarn. All right, now that I've cut my yarn, I finished it off and I just need to weave in the ends. And then you can decide which side you want the front. So this side, the spike stitch is more split. This one is more together. I choose whatever side you like more. I think for this one, I like the other side. So I'm gonna weave in the ends on this side. We have our Seaside dishcloth. Thank you so much for following along. Again, if you have any questions, you can check out my blog or send me an email. Thank you so much for being here and happy making.